Hello, and here we are again with my Steam library. This time the game is called Bombshell. This is a sort of isometric top-down adventure action game. If you were playing it with a controller, you'd call it a twin-stick shooter, but I'm playing it with a keyboard and mouse. But it would be very suitable to be played with a controller on PC, a Steam controller or Xbox controller. This game came about as the result of a lawsuit between the guys that were developing a game, a Duke Nukem game called Duke Nukem Mass Destruction. But they were sued by Gearbox Software, and they had to abandon the development of the Duke Nukem game and turned it into this. The character that you play, Shelley Bombshell, or well, the character Bombshell, Shelley Harris, I think her name is. She was going to be like a minor character in the Duke Nukem game they were developing, but they made her the main character in this game that they sort of changed the Duke Nukem game into. So that's how it came about, but probably not the best way to start a game's development. But this is what came out of it. So you can see, yeah, it's like a isometric action game. Your character Shelley Bombshell has a robotic arm, which is what your weapon is. It can transform into several different weapons. Like a Gatling gun, shotgun, flamethrower, rocket launcher, which are unlocked as you go along. You don't get them all from the start, they kind of unlock as you progress through the game. It's got some RPG elements in that you level up and you get points which you can spend on leveling up your weapon. Your weapon has each weapon has a tree which you can very basic tree. It only splits once into two branches, but basically you choose what you want to level up with each weapon. You know, a couple of different choices. The maps are kind of like Diablo-esque kind of style maps, dungeon crawler maps, but it's there's not as many enemies as there are in those kind of action RPGs, and there's no loot to pick up. You can pick up ammo and you can pick up the in-game credits that you spend on leveling up your weapons and such. But it's not a dungeon crawler. It's not a looter. It's just an action shooter. You do have some abilities as well as your weapon. I haven't found them particularly useful, really. I've not really used them. I kind of forget I have them until I got this bubble shield you see here. This is the third ability that you unlock, and that's the one I've been using most now. But the previous two, one was like a power slide and one was like a punch. I hardly used either of them. Kind of forgot I had them, to be honest. So just stuck to the weapons. So I'm finding it pretty good. It's got some real corny script and some pretty ropey voice acting. You know, it makes you cringe a lot with what the characters are saying and how they're saying it. But it's a pretty fast-paced game with quite a lot of action to keep you going. Not particularly hard or punishing. You can romp through it at a fairly good pace. Wouldn't pay full price for it, and didn't. It's been reduced a couple of times. I don't think it is at the moment, but I bought it at a time it was reduced. So look out for it if it's reduced by like 50% or more. That's probably when you want to pick it up.